Get ready, winter is making a comeback.
By the time people are commuting on Tuesday morning, there will be snow on the ground.
Calgarians soak up the last hours of false spring before heading back into the deep freeze. Plus, a stolen truck slams into a northeast fourplex.
They have the keys to our house. They took my wallet.
Advice from police after an overnight crime spree.
The more opportunity that we can take away, the more that we're going to prevent these crimes from happening.
And family fun on Family Day.
Aircraft from both World War I, World War II.
This is just such a neat place.
From the Hangar Flight Museum to the Olympic Oval, Calgarians are connecting.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. The snow is back. A significant amount is set to fall in Calgary and much of the province over the next couple of days. Chilly temperatures are about to set in too, and the city is bracing for impact. Tyson Fedor reports.
We all knew it would not last. Old Man Winter is making an abrupt reappearance as snow began to fly late Monday afternoon.
Snow is coming and it's going to be fairly significant at this point in time.
With temperatures above seasonal for the month of February, Calgarians have become accustomed to a false spring.
No, I'm ready for spring. Yeah, I'm used to the warm weather now.
I knew it was coming because it was too good to be true, so I'm ready.
With snowfall can come chaos on city roads. The city of Calgary is urging all drivers to shift their habits.
This is snowfall, that can impact things like traction. So we just want to remind people, take plenty of time and have a plan.
And the moisture will help ahead of spring.
What we really need more than anything else is those late winter, early spring snowfalls across much of the province to really give us adequate moisture for planting and for germinate some of those crops.
Families gathered at Windsport Monday, where a good snow base was already built, but fresh powder will be a benefit. Some Calgarians are excited to see the snow return for another chance to break out the winter gear.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to get out skiing again.
Yeah, personally I'm excited because cross-country skiing just went away and now maybe it'll come back a little bit.
Despite the lack of snow this year, city crews have been busy attending to other service requests.
We're doing those types of details during the above seasonal. That can include work like winter sweeping, pothole work.
And Tyson joins us now. Tyson, much of the snowplow focus, of course, will be on the major routes now.
Well, Tara, tomorrow's morning commute will be wet. It will be slick. It will be busy as plows will be working throughout the night and into the morning. Tomorrow's conditions are expected to be challenging on the roads. There will be limited visibility for drivers across the city and throughout the southern Alberta region. But the snowplows will be focusing on those major routes, as you mentioned. Glenmore Trail, Crowchild Trail, and Memorial Drive will be the priority routes that will be plowed first. Then the city will move to priority 2 routes and taking care of those residential areas. Tara?
Okay, Tyson Fedor reporting. Tyson, thank you. Let's bring Danielle in now. This is really just the beginning of 24 hours of major snowfall.
Yes, you are correct. And the biggest part of this is, I'm not sure if you recall the storm we had mid-December when visibility was reduced to nothing, just like that. This is the potential with this system, and the worst of it will likely be in the morning hours tomorrow. When we look at the areas that will see the worst of it, I'm aware that this is a very busy map. So the southeast corner, looking at intense weather, just not as intense as this corridor here. Red Deer, Drumheller, Calgary, over through K-Country, down through Pincher Creek. These are the areas that will see the heaviest amount of snow, and in some of these communities, the strongest gusts as well. So this is not just heavy snow, it's heavy snow combined with 70 kilometer per hour gusts, and that's why we're looking at that reduced visibility. We're getting wave 1 number right now, and wave 1 is less intense than wave 2 that's set to arrive for tomorrow morning. -4 is the temperature at the airport at the moment. When we look at these next 24 hours, temperatures are going to plummet over the next 24 hours rather than increase throughout the afternoon tomorrow. So we're looking at those 70 kilometer per hour gusts throughout the day. Heavy snow, anywhere from 15 to 25 centimeters is possible in the city. And by the afternoon, -17 with a wind chill of -27. More details on this coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. A man has been killed in a crash at a parking lot in the city's northwest. The 70-year-old man was in a marked crosswalk at the Save-On in Panorama Hills when he was struck by a semi as it was backing pulling up to unload cargo. The man was rushed to hospital but died of his injuries. Police are asking anyone with information about that crash to contact them or Crime Stoppers. This is the second pedestrian killed in less than 24 hours in Calgary. A toddler being pushed in a stroller through a crosswalk by the parents was struck by a vehicle yesterday afternoon. The incident has people in the area calling for more safety measures. Here's Tyler Barrow.
A family outing turned tragic Sunday afternoon. Around 4:30, a Jeep was turning at the intersection of Hull Avenue Southwest and Horton Road Southwest as a couple pushed a stroller through the marked crosswalk. Their toddler was hit. Gina Caudry and Anthony Salazar, along with their 1-year-old Maya, were driving home from a restaurant when they noticed a crash scene just off McLeod Trail and Heritage Drive Southwest.
We saw lights here. There was a whole bunch of police. We saw a stretcher being pulled out, and then, we were kind of confused of what was happening. We were devastated because we actually walked little Maya here like every other day.
The toddler died in hospital. Neither of the adults sustained any injuries. At this point, police say speed and impairment are not considered factors, and there's no indication distracted driving is a cause either. The driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating with investigators.
It's not only concerning, it's an absolute tragedy. There's 2 parents who lost their 2-year-old child today, and I think as a city that should be shocking and disappointing.
The city has seen 7 fatal crashes so far this year, including 3 pedestrian fatalities.
I think it's incredibly concerning at this point. To see a number as high as 7 only 6 weeks into the new year is definitely alarming. I think it's a good reminder that as we're driving and as pedestrians, we need to be aware of our surroundings. We need to be taking care of each other.
People in the area say improvements need to be made to keep pedestrians safe.
Pedestrian blinker, the yellow lights, that'd be, bare minimum.
Probably better lighting and control.
Others say drivers need to be more careful.
A lot of young people like to drive fast, and I would just say be cautious.
Tyler joins us from that crash scene tonight. Tyler, this is just a devastating accident, and it comes after a deadly year for pedestrians in 2025.
Tara, last year, 15 pedestrians died on city roads. Now, police say 3 fatalities this early in the year is concerning, especially with winter weather returning to the city over the next few days.
Okay, Tyler, thank you. The front of a commercial truck was shredded on Highway 2 south of Calgary yesterday afternoon, forcing the closure of the road for several hours. It happened in the northbound lanes near the Okotoks overpass. RCMP say a semi collided with a gas truck. EMS says 1 adult suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Overnight, thieves went up and down an entire block in northeast Calgary looking for a home to break into. As Kevin Green reports, when they found one, they stole keys to a truck that ended up smashing into another nearby home.
Just before 5 a.m. Monday, this house was rammed by a Toyota Tundra pickup truck. It had been speeding down Templeson Road northeast when the driver failed to negotiate the right-angle turn before crashing into the home. Marcello Lokang was inside at the time.
No, inside, like a big bang, The whole house was shaking. Yeah, he hit the house with a maximum force because the vehicle hit the side of the wall, as you can see, and stuck over there, and then they ran.
They ran because the truck was stolen. It was taken from a home over a 2-kilometer drive away on Templewood Road. Thieves broke into this home, and among the things they stole were several sets of keys, which they used to steal the truck and another vehicle. Police called the owner to say the truck had been found smashed into a house.
So my husband's like, no, my car's at home.
But it wasn't, and then Regat Tekla discovered it wasn't the only vehicle missing.
So if you were trying to figure out what's going on, then look at it again, then I'm like, oh, my car's also missing. So there's 2 cars missing.
The thieves got in, prying open this corner window, and it wasn't just the car keys they stole.
They have the keys to our house. They took my wallet. Apparently, I looked into my bank transactions. They've used they went to 2 different stores.
Tekla says no one, including her young son, woke while the thieves were inside the home.
The time that they took.
She's even more unnerved after speaking with neighbors whose surveillance video shows a group of men going door to door along her street, looking for a place to break into.
I'm actually a little bit shook right now. I'm very scared.
Police say this is an example of why it's important to ensure windows and doors are securely locked at night.
The more opportunity that we can take away, the more that we're going to prevent these crimes from happening. Oftentimes it's something they stumble across if they're trying door handles, so the more we remove that, the less opportunity that will be there.
Back at the house that was rammed, the 3 residents of the upper floor are back home, but the basement suite is unlivable. That person is staying in a hotel. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
And police say the 2 suspects in the early morning theft and crash remain at large tonight. A 64-year-old Calgary man is due in court tomorrow, charged with second-degree murder. Police were called to Rundle Cairn Road Northeast around 6:20 Friday morning. They discovered a man in his 50s with life-threatening injuries. He was transported to hospital where he later died. On the weekend, police charged Cecil Lapp. Police believe it was a targeted attack. And police have charged 2 men in their 30s with assault after a stabbing this morning. Officers responded to reports of a fight in a vacant home on 33rd Avenue Southwest. A man with a stab wound was taken to hospital in non-life-threatening condition. Witnesses say the culprits had also been stabbed in that fight.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
There was no shortage of free and entertaining events to enjoy this family day. From musical performances to biking on ice, there was something for everyone. Jacqueline Wilson has the details.
It was a day to spark an interest in music at Studio Bell, and thousands took advantage of the free admission on Family Day.
I think my favorite part was going on the circles that you step on and it makes the noise. I think they're all really fun.
Kids were able to sit back and enjoy a performance or get hands-on experience.
I would love for Calgarians to experience the magic of what the National Music Centre is. It's the home for Canada's music history, past, present, and history in the making. We have all kinds of interactive exhibits to explore. Everyone can learn about how the power of music brings us all together.
On the other side of downtown, lots of families were also enjoying the last day of Chinook Blast. Those who were feeling extra adventurous tried ice biking.
This is a lot of fun to try, and I tried to get in at Bowness Park, but they were super busy, so I'm happy to have tried it here.
It's really fantastic, and it's very easy and comfortable and really enjoyable.
If you've been inspired by the Olympics, there was an opportunity at the Winter Sport Festival at the Oval to try new activities like ringette, speed skating, and para ice hockey, to name a few.
We love it. Honestly, it's one of our biggest events of the year, so we look forward to this time every year.
Perhaps aviation is more your thing. The Hangar Flight Museum hosted a free open house.
I just want to see all the planes that were in the war and all of the planes that are retired now.
There's some very unique items here. Aircraft from both World War I, World War II.
From pianos to planes, lots of fun was had this Family Day. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Family Day festivities took over the Alberta Legislature grounds today, too.
This is where Family Day began in 1990 with Premier Getty. It was the first time that Family Day started across the country. We now have more provinces that celebrate with us, but today and here on this site is where it all started.
The return of wintry weather made for a cozy community gathering. Kids were able to color at different stations while a magician warmed up the crowd. Balloon artists and street performers helped families celebrate the holiday. An Alberta country singer wants the province to change its tune on coal mining. Coming up, Corb Lund pushes ahead with a new petition drive aimed at a referendum vote. Also ahead, more tension on the curling ice, how Canada is reacting to accusations of rule breaking at the Olympics. Country singer Corb Lund's petition effort to outlaw new coal mining on the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains has been given the go-ahead to gather signatures. Those behind the movement have 4 months to collect just shy of 178,000 signatures. The petition calls for the government to introduce legislation prohibiting any new mining activity for coal in the region. If successful, the province would then pass a coal mining ban or send the issue to a province-wide vote.
the whole 6 years, what the government's tack on this has been to say, oh, okay, Alberta, we've heard you. We understand your concerns. We'll fix it. And then they don't fix it. They leave big loopholes in it. So we worded our question extremely specifically to make sure that we include Grassy Mountain and any coal projects on the slopes of the Rockies, because it's a terrible idea economically and ecologically.
Lund is set to speak at a signing event in Calgary, which will take place at the Alexandra Centre Society in Inglewood on the 21st of this month. Another takes place the night before in Lethbridge.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in. Those nice little flakes outside right now are just the start of a very big system coming our way.
Exactly. And, you know, we need the moisture, so this is a good thing. What won't be a good thing is commuting in this, especially tomorrow when visibility will be greatly reduced, because not only will it be the snowfall, it will be combined with very strong wind gusts. We're also going to have plummeting temperatures throughout the day, so that has already started. And we talked about it being wintry this week. Oh boy, will it be. Now we're only going to have the snow for 24 hours, but after that, we're going to hold on to the cold for the rest of this week. You can see the colder air up to the north. You can see it's made its way into Calgary. We're down to -4, and we'll get much colder than this, and it will slowly make its way into the southeast corner tonight as well. All right, that's on temperature. Let's talk about really the key things with this system. I'm sure you remember what we had in the middle of December when we had visibility reduced to nothing really quickly, and that's the possibility with this one. That last storm had gusts over 100 kilometers per hour. This time 70 is what's likely. So those are still very strong gusts that could, when combined with this much snow, 15 to 25 centimeters of snow falling in less than 24 hours. So from now until this time tomorrow, with the bulk of it being in the morning hours for tomorrow in the city. Again, those gusts, and that's going to reduce visibility, also plummeting temperatures, so a lot of icy patches as well. When we talk about the warnings in place, this is where we're looking at the worst weather, because in this area, really from Red Deer, Edmonton's included in this, down through Brooks, Drumheller included in this, Calgary, Cochrane. This is the area we're looking at the heaviest snow plus the strongest wind gust. Outside of that, through the Pincher Creek area, heavy snow certainly possible, but reduced wind gusts, about 40 kilometers per hour. And we have a weather statement in place because this is where we're looking at the southeast corner, a little less snowfall. Still strong wind gusts though, so it will still be treacherous at times in the southeast corner tomorrow. This is wave number 1, less intense than what's on the way for tomorrow. It's going to intensify, especially tomorrow morning, by about 6 a.m. in most communities. I'm going to play this through here. This is wave number 1, and then the second wave rolls in. This is the morning hours here, and you can see along QE2, down through Calgary, Highway 2, over to Lethbridge, and of course to the west. This is where we're looking at the bulk of the snowfall lasting for much of the day. Later in the day, by about the supper hours, it will shift out to the Medicine Hat area and start to clear out of the QE2, Calgary, and Highway 2. This is a look at tomorrow's supper time. So if you have the luxury to work from home tomorrow would be a good day to do that. When we look at amounts, about 26 centimeters up to possible in Okotoks, Calgary, around that for Airdrie, Cochrane, and through Kananaskis as well. Still the same amount of snowfall here, but again, less intense gusts is what we're looking at. 40 kilometer per hour gusts in Pincher Creek, and off to the east and to the north, 70 kilometer per hour gusts. Again, greatly reducing visibility out there for tomorrow. All right, -11, that will be our high in the city. By the afternoon, we're looking at -17 with a wind chill of -27. So temperatures plummeting throughout the day. Have the big parka ready for tomorrow. For Wednesday, we may see a few isolated flurries carry into the early morning hours, and then that will be out of the way. We'll get some sunshine by Wednesday afternoon, but our high will be -20. Still in the minus teens by Thursday. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
Canada has another gold medal at the Olympics. Megan Oldham captured the gold in the women's freestyle skiing big air competition. The 24-year-old from Parry Sound, Ontario, also won bronze in slopestyle last week. Short track speed skater Courtney Saroux secured her third medal of the Games. The 25-year-old from Moncton earned a silver medal in the 1,000-meter race. In women's hockey, Canada beat Switzerland 2-1 in a semifinal match to advance to the gold medal game against the U.S. on Thursday. Now, Canadian curlers just can't seem to sweep away a stone-touching controversy. It has engulfed their Olympic tournament. Today, Canadian women were accused again of technical violations, this time in a game against China. Garrett Barry breaks down the controversy and a sport being thrown for a loop.
The dust still has not settled at these Olympic Games after an eyebrow-raising, particularly tense curling match between Canada and Sweden's men's teams on Friday night. And at the heart of it all is not only the swearing by Canadian third Mark Kennedy towards his Swedish counterpart, but also a technical controversy. Sweden had accused Kennedy of touching the granite part of the curling rock after releasing the handle. Curling officials then stepped up enforcement of rule violations at these Olympic Games. That move is quite rare in curling, a sport that has traditionally seen players enforce the rules themselves.
The first page of the World Curling Rule Book is titled The Spirit of Curling, and it's a lot of fluffy, poetic words about how, you know, yes, we have a rule book, but realistically, as long as everybody's just nice to each other, then the rule book almost doesn't even matter.
The extra enforcement seemed only to escalate tensions when an umpire intervened and pulled a rock thrown by Canadian women's skip Rachel Homan on Saturday night. It likely cost her a point in a 1-point extra end loss against Switzerland. Afterwards, she told reporters the situation was absurd, insane, that she was unfairly punished and denied any wrongdoing. On Sunday, curling officials abandoned that enhanced scrutiny and went back to old procedures where teams would have to request officials come and watch for violations. Part of the issue, according to Canadian curlers, is that this is the sport's highest stage and not, they say, the place to change the rules or how they're enforced. Garrett Barry, CTV News, Milan.
Still to come, if you're considering buying an electric vehicle this year, new rebates have just kicked in. So will the federal incentive work to get more EVs on the road, or does the province need to chip in a bit too? And it took 6 decades, but a dedicated diver has finally found the wreckage of a sunken luxury liner. That's still to come. If you have a Hawaiian holiday planned this spring, you might be in for a show. Mount Kilauea is erupting again, sending fountains of lava and hot ash high into the sky. The National Weather Service reports plumes as high as 35,000 feet above sea level, though there were no reports of ash falling onto the ground. The volcano is about 200 miles south of Honolulu, and it is one of the state's 6 active volcanoes. The new federal electric vehicle rebate program begins today. While many EV advocates say it's a good move to boost sales, some business analysts expect sales in Alberta to stall. CTV's Gates Guarin explains.
What's old is new again. Canadians will see the return of electric vehicle rebates after the federal government paused the program just last year.
With the cost of living crisis that we're in, anything that the government can do to help, move this along, we see as a good thing.
The move is a part of the Fed's new strategy to boost EV sales in Canada. The program will give buyers up to $5,000 for battery electric cars and up to $2,500 for plug-in hybrids. Advocates for EVs in Alberta say it's a welcome restart.
We see countries like their new EV sales are over 40% already. For Norway, 90% of all electrical vehicle sales are EV. So we've got a lot of catching up to do.
The market saw a decline in EV sales soon after the rebate program was paused. A business analytics professor at the University of Alberta says the incentives should cause a short-term spike.
The contraction is basically on EV because the overall market still stay at a stable level. So we can tell that this is specifically because of the rebate, the pause, the removal of this program.
But even with a rebate, there are still barriers to getting more EVs out on the roads, even more so here in the province.
Canada-wide, 14% of all new vehicles are EVs, but what we're seeing in Alberta is around 4%.
AMA points to provinces like Ontario and BC having provincial rebates along federal ones to help drive purchases. No such incentive exists in Alberta. Infrastructure also remains an issue. AMA says only around 1,500 charging stations exist province-wide.
If I compare that to BC, they're sitting well over 8,000, and in Quebec, well over 10,000. So fear around a range anxiety and ability to charge is problematic here because, frankly, there just aren't enough charging points.
And with change in policy at the federal level, electric vehicles having a sustainable market may be a long way down the road.
So this will definitely delay their decision making because they have no idea whether this kind of incentives will stay for a long time.
Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
Just ahead, he is a small-town Alberta band director who could soon be named Canada's Teacher of the Year, thanks to his dedication to music and his students. That's next. A small-town Alberta band director has been nominated for the 2026 Music Counts Teacher of the Year Award at this year's Junos. 5 music teachers have been nominated, 2 from Ontario, 2 from Quebec, and Alex Hutchin from Cremona. His school's music program was nearly cut in 2017. Now nearly 60% of the students are enrolled in it. Kevin Fleming reports.
The jazz band at Cremona School is preparing for an upcoming concert and fine-tuning a James Bond theme song. At the helm is Alex Hutchin, the school's band director. He's the lone music teacher in a kindergarten to grade 12 school with 382 students.
To be honest, I think it's extremely beneficial because I get to see them from the start and make sure that all the pieces are in place to move on to the next level and keep growing.
Oliver McKinnon has spent 7 years in the band program and says everyone is proud of Mr. Hutchin's nomination for Teacher of the Year.
I think it's pretty amazing, and I know he's the only one from Western Canada, and I think he's very deserving with how much he's done for our program and how hard he's got us to work for it, and with how much other stuff he does at our school as well. Like, he's our academic counselor and he coaches volleyball.
Hutchin's grown the music program at the small town school to 4 concert bands and 1 jazz band. Claire Friesen says it's his personality that makes band fun.
He is absolutely hilarious. He jokes around with us a lot. He's really enthusiastic about band, and that makes us enthusiastic. He makes sure everybody, no matter their circumstances, is able to play.
Ashley Bellamy is a graduate of the school, and now her 3 children are enrolled here. She's happy he's been nominated for the award.
It's incredible, and he is so deserving of it. He goes above and beyond for our students, and I wouldn't expect anything less for him, honestly, the amount of time and effort that he puts in.
Hutchin is headed to the Junos in Halifax at the end of March, where the award will be handed out.
It's an honor because I know how many amazing music educators there are in our country, and to be narrowed down to one of 5 is an extreme honor.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Cremona.
The Teacher of the Year award winner receives $10,000 cash prize and a grant to support their school's music program. They also take home a 2026 Juno Award statuette. Fingers crossed for him. That's very exciting.
Yeah, cool.
Well, people who love to do puzzles, of course, do them all the time. The more they do, the better they get. But would you even attempt this puzzle?
This is the last piece. This is the 24th day of working on this puzzle. And it's all lines. And we finished it!
Yay. Look at it. This is actually a well-known puzzle among puzzlers, apparently. It's 1,000 pieces. It's all lines going in every direction.
I wouldn't have the patience.
Like, it would be impossible.
There's
You would
no
have to be
way.
so good at puzzles to take that one on.
Also, every time I've done a puzzle, I'm missing at least 1 or 2 pieces. And by the time it's really disappointing, you know?
Yeah.
Thankfully, she had the last piece.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That looks like
Good
a
work.
challenging puzzle. Wow. Well, we can always rely on Red Bull to try breathtaking stunts. This one is like something out of a movie. Yep. That's Italian pilot Dario Costa making aviation history in Turkey. He's landed his race aircraft on a cargo train, which is moving at 120 kilometers an hour. Holy cow. And then he touches down and then he does a vertical pole takeoff from the same container. So he completed the world's first dual maneuver of its kind.
That's pretty amazing.
It took them months, apparently, because, of course, you have to match the aircraft speed to the train speed. There was a lot of engineering, a lot of analysis. But
That's the first one not seen in Mission Impossible movies.
Exactly. It is like a Mission Impossible movie.
Yes.
Wow.
That was not Tom Cruise, the pilot.
That's right. No. Searchers in Michigan have located the wreckage of a steamer that disappeared more than 150 years ago.
Oh, it's beautiful. It sticks up maybe 15 foot or more off the bottom.
This is 80-year-old Paul E. Horney discovered the Lac La Belle in Lake Michigan actually back in 2022. He spent 65 years looking for her. He's a scuba diver. He wanted to wait to announce it until they could make a 3D video model of the ship. So he's been sitting on this news for 3 years.
Wow.
There's 53 people aboard the luxury steamer. Most of them made it back to safety when it sank in 1872. 8 of them were killed when their lifeboat capsized, but most of the people survived that crash.
Amazing.
That sinking.
What
How do
a
you not-
find. Can
What
you
a
imagine
find.
that? Like,
How do you not tell anybody for 3 years of
I
that
know.
kind of find?
Yes, when you've spent 60 years looking for it.
Wow.
You can tell that guy a secret. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He's pretty good, right?
His lips are sealed. Well, he delivered some of the most memorable lines in movie history.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Academy Award winner Robert Duvall has passed away. We'll take a look back at some of his biggest roles.
Okay, Skywatch weather camera, look at that fresh snow. We have a lot more to add to this, and the weather will get more intense tomorrow in the city and surrounding communities. The areas in the blue here, that's where we're looking at the most intense weather tomorrow as the second wave rolls in. So Brooks over through to Highway 2, up QE2 to Red Deer, Drumheller is included in this, Cochrane, Canmore is included in this. This is because here, anywhere from 15 to 25 centimeters of snow is possible, combined with 70 kilometer per hour gusts, creating blizzard-like conditions. Reduced visibility down to 0 is possible. Heavier snow in the far southwest corner and the southeast corner, still looking at times blizzard-like conditions because we're still getting the intense winds there, but we're expecting less snow in the southeast corner. Here's wave number 1. Wave number 2 is on its way tomorrow. Intense snow for the late morning, especially in early afternoon hours, as you can see here with those 70 kilometer per hour gusts. And temperatures will plummet throughout the day tomorrow. Minus 12 in the morning, minus 17 in the afternoon, feeling more like minus 27 with that wind chill. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or is free. Snow in Fernie and Golden for tomorrow. So a lot of snow for the mountains. Great for skiers, not great for commuting. Minus 16 in Edmonton. You can see the heavy snow all the way from Fort McMurray, Slave Lake, down through Edmonton, Red Deer, down QE2, down Highway 2. Minus 11. These are all daytime highs that will be in the morning. It will get colder throughout the day. Lethbridge minus 6, heavy snow, and still those 70 kilometer per hour gusts. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. City road crews are pivoting from sweeping and filling potholes now to snowplow mode. The snow began a couple of hours ago, reducing visibility across the city. City crews will focus on keeping the major routes like Crowchild, Glenmore, Memorial all clear, and CarMax crews will be working on Deerfoot. In the mountains, the highways and the streets of Banff are also getting snow covered tonight. Extra caution is advised as that snow starts to pile up. A man in his 70s died this morning when a semi backing up to a loading dock at a Northwest Calgary grocery store struck him. It's Calgary's 3rd pedestrian fatality of the year. And a truck, one of 2 vehicles stolen from a Northeast Calgary home, slammed into another house this morning. It left a lot of damage and the driver took off. Robert Duvall, the Academy Award-winning actor known for roles in some of American cinema's greatest films, including The Godfather and Apocalypse Now, passed away peacefully in his Virginia home Sunday evening with his wife Luciana by his side. He was 95. Rena Roy takes a look back at his remarkable career.
There he is, Mr. Tate.
Robert Duvall captivated the audience in his first film part on the big screen in 1962.
You'd like to say goodnight to Jim, Mr. Arthur?
Playing a character in To Kill a Mockingbird that didn't speak once throughout the film.
Well, it was my first part. I think it was well made, and it was a jumping off thing into other things to come.
Despite the silence, his camera presence clearly left a lasting impression, helping launch an acting career that would span decades.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
From Apocalypse Now to the iconic Godfather alongside Marlon Brando and Al Pacino, in the highest grossing film of its time.
They shot Sonny on the causeway. He's dead.
At the 1984 Oscars, winning Best Actor for his performance in Tender Mercies.
And I want to thank the Academy very much for this award. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Amid the stardom, staying humble as seen in this 2014 interview with ABC's Chris Connolly.
What happened when you won the Oscar? How did it change your life?
I became more recognizable in airports. That's about it.
shining on screen in a wide range of roles as a NASCAR car builder in Days of Thunder and as an astronaut in Deep Impact.
It's a challenge and so forth. I like to try different characters. I've always been a character actor.
Mama's boy, I bet you're gonna cry.
Nominated for Academy Awards for playing this tough-love father in The Great Santini.
But you are Marine kids and can chew nails while other kids are sucking cotton candy.
As a charismatic Pentecostal preacher in The Apostle. More recently, he starred alongside Robert Downey Jr. in the 2014 movie The Judge.
One more word, go on.
His final role in the Netflix thriller The Pale Blue Eye.
The instructions for immortality.
Until the end, committed to his craft and his love for filmmaking. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Beautiful country. Man can get lost out here.
Duvall shot several movies and TV shows in Alberta, including the critically acclaimed Western Open Range with Kevin Costner in 2003. It was shot around the Stoney Nakoda First Nation and Longview. He also starred in the Southern Alberta productions Lonesome Dove, Broken Trail, and Daughters of Joy. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is in Mexico City today, leading the largest Canadian trade mission to that country in decades. Canadians are meeting with Mexican government officials, policy experts, and industry leaders. CUSMA protections have shielded most Canadian and Mexican commerce from U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs, but with the Americans threatening to scrap that trilateral trade pact in favor of separate agreements, Canadian stakeholders are looking at bilateral relations with Mexico in a brand new light.
We haven't actually leaned in to what CUSMA, our trade agreement, affords us, and we just have not invested in building the relationships or educating ourselves or connecting those businesses.
Prime Minister Mark Carney tapped longtime senior public servant Janice Charette to be Canada's next chief trade negotiator to the U.S. Charette will work closely with Mark Wiseman, Canada's new ambassador to the U.S., who started in D.C. just this week. Calgary's Chinese community is inviting everyone to participate in its New Year's festival. People packed the streets outside the Chinese Cultural Centre for the Lion and Dragon dance on the weekend. Premier Daniel Smith attended the event, dotting the eyes of the dragon. The inside of the Cultural Centre was filled with entertainers and vendors. This is the year of the horse. The horse is energetic, hot-tempered, and it represents power.
In Chinese, we have a saying that when the horse arrives, that means the project has been completed and successful.
The Chinese Cultural Centre hosts the New Year's Festival again next weekend. Calgarians also celebrated Flag Day at the Genesis Centre on Sunday. The maple leaf was raised on Parliament Hill for the first time on February 15th, 1965.
I think with what all going on around the world, whether it's someone backpacking in Bali with a small Canadian flag in his backpack, or whether the flag is proudly, been raised at our consulate in Greenland, I think it's very, very important that this flag, is ours and who we are.
The event also honored several Calgarians involved in areas such as arts and science for their community leadership. And just steps away from that Flag Day celebration, there was a cultural bazaar to encourage Calgarians to think beyond the big box stores for one-of-a-kind items.
So this is a multicultural bazaar, which is where it brings people together, helps businesses, and really helps the community, build their friendships.
They can offer whatever, some stuff people have never even seen before. Maybe these big establishments, they don't even have what these small businesses have. So I think it's very important to support these small businesses.
Jewelry, clothes, produce, just some of the many items that could be found here. Volunteers say a lot of the goods have been imported from around the world, from places including Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia. Well, of course, it's Family Day today, and that means afternoon hockey action at the Saddle Dome. Coming up, Glenn shows us how the Hitmen fared against the visiting Silvertips from Washington. There you go. For the first time since their World Series loss, the Blue Jays are back on the field. The Jays are starting spring training in Florida with several new faces around the clubhouse. This morning, players were stretching and running with the preseason kicking into high gear next weekend when Toronto faces the Philadelphia Phillies. It is Family Day, of course, and the Calgary Hitmen were in action this afternoon. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, the Hitmen going up against the Everett Silvertips.
Tara, Silvertips very good. They have 93 points. They've only lost 6 games all season long. They also have 16-year-old Landon Dupont. The Calgarian just named the WHL's Player of the Week. He had 3 goals, 5 assists in 4 games. Dupont playing in Calgary for the first time since he was drafted by the Tips and playing in the league as a 15-year-old. Power play for the Hitmen, really working this afternoon. First period, and it's Blake Vanek with a shot. Harrison Lodwick gets his stick on it, beats former Hitmen goaltender Anders Miller. Hitmen open up the scoring. It's 1-0. Later in the first, Hitmen back on the power play. Calder Hamilton gets it to Cale Dock on the corner. He fires it towards the net, and this one's going to go in off Miller into the net. 30th of the season. Hitmen up 2-0 after 1. Let's go to the second period. Hitmen up 2-1. They're back on the power play. Ethan Moore to Andrei Molkachev. Nice pass over to Julian Mays. He beats Miller to give the Hitmen a 3-1 lead after 2 periods. No more scoring in the third period. Quite the game for Hitmen goaltender Eric Two stopped 42 of 43 shots that he faced. He was the difference in this game, the first star. Hitmen have a pair of home games this weekend, face the Saskatoon Blades Saturday night, and then they take on the Red Deer Rebels on Sunday afternoon. Calgary Wranglers also in action this afternoon. The Wranglers in Winnipeg to wrap up their 2-game series against the Moose. Manitoba won the first game 5-1. Going to pick it up in the first period. Moose up 2-0. That's when Rory Cairns cuts into the lead. Matvei Gridden to Sam Morton. Over to Cairns, and he'll one-time it past the Moose goalkeeper. Wranglers on the board. It's 2-1. Let's go to the third period. 5 minutes left in the game. Martin Furt drives to the net. Daniil Miramanov jams at it. Loose puck there for Cairns, and he will deposit it. His 16th of the season, ties the game at 2, forces overtime. This one goes to a shootout, and Matvei Gridden, third shooter for Calgary, and he is the only one that's going to score. Check out this shot. Yep, kid's got some confidence. The Wranglers put an end to their 6-game losing streak, continue the road trip with games in Bakersfield Friday night, San Jose Saturday night, and then they're back home to play the Barracuda next Tuesday night. So busy schedule coming up for the Wranglers.
Good stuff. Thank you, Glenn. We've got about a minute left, Danielle, and we got a lot to talk about weather-wise.
I need way more than a minute to sum up tomorrow. Okay, we've already had the snow started in the city. It's going to intensify tomorrow. We have been, let's say, babied this entire winter so far. So here we go. We're going to be thrown into some winter weather. Anywhere from 10 to 15 centimeters of snow tomorrow, but we're also adding to those totals tonight. So basically 15 to 25 in total with this system is possible in the city tonight through tomorrow. Minus 11 will be our high. That will be earlier on, though, and then we'll plummet throughout the day. By the afternoon, minus 17 with a wind chill of minus 27. Tapering off to flurries by supper time tomorrow, and then some flurries may carry into Wednesday morning. Check out Wednesday's high, minus 20. Okay, so winter's back. So here's a little taste of, or one last look, I guess you could say, of the wonderful spring-like weather that we have been having. This one taken by Graham Bond this morning near Heritage Park. That's your weather window, brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate.
Thank you, Danielle. Be safe if you're driving out there tonight and tomorrow morning. For breaking news anytime, go to our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. Thanks for your company. We'll see you tomorrow.